is today? The 27th of October. Halloween is 4 days away. It has been a messed up month. I mean, I will be straight up honest. It has been weird. Who else here? Justin. Good morning, bud. Hope you're doing well this morning. I'm still a little, just a wee bit ticked off about Saturday and that investigation. I mean, I'm understanding, and I'm still kind of fearful for the residents of the house. Um, but if you've not been following uh, the videos and stuff that I've been putting up, a week ago, this past Saturday, which would have been like the 18th, 19th, something like that, I spoke to this homeowner for the first time, and she, while we were talking, she sent me CCTV video clips, pictures of the things that she has found and seen on her CCTV. Okay. But, I made the initial video the following Monday. Um, we had agreed to stay in touch through the week. She was going to monitor the cameras, see if she found any new clips or anything of things that were going on, um, and send them to me if she did. And, stay later on in the week, make contact again, scheduled contact with each other over the time, how many people were coming, uh, who was coming, address, all that stuff. And I attempted Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the day of the investigation, to, you know, to make contact, to find out, how everybody was, what was going on, and no response, no nothing. Friday, I actually got a hold of the wife's aunt who put us in contact with each other, and she tried to call her, no answer. Tried to message her, no answer. Finally got a hold of her mom, and her mom, messaged Aunt Sherry back and said, message delivered. She knows that he's been trying to contact her and wants to get the house cleansed and taken care of. And nothing. Nothing. Actually went out to a Halloween party with the wife on Saturday night instead. We got home probably about 11:30, something like that, Saturday night. And it was fun. It was fun. Had a great band there, had a great group of people, but still no word. That's why every time my uh, notification tone goes off, that little, I look to see if it's her. So, still nothing. So, I don't know. I don't know. Let me get in here to some of these comments. Uh, see if I can read these comments. Let me see here. Um, Justin, hey Drew, Tony, good morning, bud. Hope you're doing well today. Good morning, Sarah. Good to see you in here, love. Hope you're doing well. Um, what happened Saturday? I seen you posted a video, but I haven't had time to check it out. They're just basically update videos for you guys on what's going on. Of course, I posted the one a week ago today, and then I posted another one on Friday of updates. So nothing happened. Nothing happened. I still have not heard from her. That's what I was just talking about. Running on there at the end, at the beginning. Um, I still haven't heard from her. No clue what's going on. Good morning, Sarah. I seen the video. Morning, TJ. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Um, they've been up for 3.5 hours. Whew. Man, not me. I didn't. These last couple days, I stayed up late so I could sleep in late. Of course, Saturday night, like I said, we didn't get home till 11:30, and then we watched a scary movie, so I didn't get in bed till almost 1:30, and I slept till 4:30. Last night I stayed up till 11 and woke up at woke up at 4 and said, "Nope, not doing it." Crawled back in bed, got out of bed at 6 o'clock when the wife's alarm went off. So it's not a bad couple days. Got some catch up snoozies. Um, music doesn't sleep. So I gotta cut my short. 3 more days until my birthday. Whoop whoop. So she just ghosted everyone. I don't know if she ghosted everyone or not. I mean, that's the whole thing with the nasty stuff going on in her home. I don't know if she ghosted us or not. I mean, it seems like what's there has got a lot of control over her and her daughter, which is why I was putting a big emergency rush on getting there and doing the investigation and the cleansing and everything. But I really don't know if she ghosted us or she was under control to not contact us. I just don't know. It just seems really weird that her own mom, who has been in the house and has experienced things in the house, contacted her. And, you know, she responded to her mom, oh, great, okay, cool. And nothing, nothing. Um, Happy 3 day early birthday. I screwed up last night and grabbed the wrong insulin pen and gave myself 3 times the fast acting insulin. Oh, geez, you criminy, Tony. Damn. Of course, my little boneroo out here on the couch right now, she's still happened to wake up twice a night to test her sugar. She's amazingly enough been handling it pretty well. I mean, she normally don't sleep for squat, and she's been getting up, when her mom wakes her up, testing her sugar, doing the finger stick thing, and either giving herself a little shot or um, eating something, depending on whether or not it's high or low. Now she goes to the doctor today, So hopefully they will find another monitoring system like the Dexcom, um, that the wife's insurance or, the kid's sperm donor's insurance will cover, so we can get back to the being able to monitor thing, and she is not going to have to stick her finger all the time. We'll just have to wait and see. um, Life is all about messages. It is. It really is. Just sleep with a bottle of Pepsi. Finger sticks suck. Oh yeah, Drew, get the Dexcom. They work. That's what she had was Dexcom. And then when she lost the state insurance, the other two insurances wouldn't pay for it, and it's over 1,000. It's like $1,200 a month, and we can't pay that. So she's been happened to do the finger prick thing for the last week, week and a day, week and a couple days, whatever. But we're gonna have to find something other than the Dexcom that the other two insurances, which is a big. I mean, I'm thankful for them, but it's a huge screw up because when the child support thing was established with her and her sperm donor, um, he was supposed to carry insurance on her. Well, my wife working for a privately a private indigenous band at the casino, their courts also demand that um, the other parent, the custodial parent, carries insurance on them. So, that dropped our monthly income about $400 because that's what her insurance costs a month on her daughter. It's even more expensive for me, which is why I've not had insurance in 2 years. Because when they dropped my insurance, I just went without. And then what, like 3 weeks ago, we got the notification they were dropping the daughter's insurance. Um, and when we found that out, that's when we found out that the other two insurances wouldn't cover the Dexcom anymore. And so she had to when she used up her last Dexcom, she had to start going back to the finger prick thing, multiple times a day. And I mean, you guys heard Tony, finger prick sucks. He's a guitar player. My daughter's a gamer. So luckily she's only sticking like these three fingers, and normally they're the ones on the back of the video game controller. So yeah. I use a G7 drops in. Drew, new song drops in 1 week. Very cool. Can't wait for that. My insurance will not cover the G6. Huh. So they might cover the G7. But like I said, they got a doctor's appointment today. So I'll make sure and pass that information on to the wife and see what they say about that. Oh, insurance. What's insurance and child support? Psst, yeah, really. Call Advanced Diabetic Supply and they can check if they accept your insurance. That's who I used to go through was Advanced Diabetic Supply. They would just deliver all my stuff, like once a month. And yeah, I got everything through them. Um, I'm a gamer. And I had to poke my fingers too. Yeah, it's a pain. That's for sure. Huge pain. I feel sorry for her, but she's a trooper and she's doing it. I'm I am going through them. I don't have insurance and I don't qualify for child support. I don't understand that. It just seems like Iowa has got their own laws when it comes to that kind of thing. Because in Indiana, if you get full custody of your children, your spouse has to, I mean, it's court ordered. They have to give you child support. And 9 times out of 10, they have to supply insurance. So it's another one of those uh, cute little things that I tried to explain to you here a couple years ago when you was wanting to relocate. Why Indiana? Well, the one or two different ways that Indiana is better than anybody else is if you get full time custody of your kids, you get child support. So, and like I said, 9 times out of 10, insurance. Um, Brenna makes too much income. Missouri looks at all the income. Doing what she does for a living, I don't see how she can make too much income for a two, three, four, five, 6 person household. I mean, the wife makes, and they don't look at the bills you got going out. They don't look at the withdrawals from your pay before you even see it, like insurance on the daughter and stuff like that. But on books, the wife makes $55,000 a year, and that is just enough to disqualify us for state aid. So I don't get it. 55 and my 15 that I make, 15 grand a year, is enough to disqualify us. Barely enough. Barely enough. Don't forget when grandma was alive, and she even had her own income. I mean, she was bringing in $1,800 a month, and we qualified then for everything. So add another, what, 30, no, add another $50,000 on that. If she was still alive, we'd be making over $100,000 a year, about $120,000 a year, and we still qualified as a 4 person household. So yeah, it's weird how these states figure that out. um I have to supply my own insurance for my kids and pay all their co-pays and medical bills. Yep. Social Security cut off my health insurance. Brenna makes 18 an hour, so I can't get child support in Missouri. Now, see, that's wrong. That's wrong. What your household income is. should not influence whether or not the other parent, the non-custodial parent, has to supply child support. That is wrong. Those kids are a necessity. They should come first before a mortgage payment, electric bill, anything, making sure that they have their health coverage and they have food in their bellies. And see, that's another thing that I liked about Indiana. It don't matter how much the custodial parent makes. I don't care if the non-custodial parent makes $25,000 a year and the custodial parent makes $75,000 a year. That non-custodial parent still has to pay child support on those kids. That's freaking insane. I've never heard of uh, CPS or the courts using a household annual income to dictate whether or not child support is owed. That's just, and especially $18 an hour. Hell, anymore, that ain't a spit in a bucket. Because, like I said, the wife makes almost $30 an hour. Now, granted, she has a lot of shit taken out for the insurance and on the kid, the mortgage, the utilities, the insurance, the car insurance, food, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it just fucked up. Um, be right back. Computer issues. All right, bud. Also have them talk to the doctor about Omnipod pumps because they are out injectors and last 3 days, and you do not need the long-lasting pen. Oh, okay, I'll do that. Good morning, Mr. Ian. Hope you're doing good this morning, sir. I had my water cut off last week. It's been hard. I had to pay for the kids' birthdays and then get them Halloween costumes. It's definitely hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard. Luckily, my daughter's as creative as I am when it comes to making costumes. So we just go, to that little helping hand store uptown, and she found everything she needed to make her own costume. So I don't know. Maybe that's what you should try next year with your kids is making their own costumes. Go into like a Goodwill or something like that, and just getting the stuff they need to make their own costumes. I guarantee you'll spend a portion of what you do going out and buying a damn costume. The last time we bought Felix a costume was four 4 or 5 years ago, and she wanted to do a pirate, and of course I had no pirate stuff around here, for a girl. So we went out and spent, I think, $15 on this little satiny dress top kind of thing with a vest, and it laces up the front, big flared sleeves and stuff. And she used one of my tricorn hats. But go figure, it snowed on Halloween, and this thing was too small to be able to be sticking warm clothes on under it. So, she was wearing a pair of sweatpants and had the skirt tucked into the sweatpants and had on a winter coat over the other outfit. So all anybody could see was a black coat, black sweatpants, and a tricorn hat. Wasted money because nobody even seen her costume. You know, where she was looking at she has seen my 1941 Captain America outfit where, I went up to the helping hands and paid $5 for a scuba suit, and it was actually blue on the inside and red on the outside. So all I had to do was cut it up and make the pieces. I used a little bit of white leather I had laying around here for the white stripes for the U.S. flag, and cut and hot glued the whole Captain America body plate, and then I would put on a pair of khaki military pants and a bomber jacket, and built the Captain America helmet and the shield. She's seen my Hellboy, black T-shirt, my duster, all the prosthetics, everything. I've zombied her, I've vampired her out. I've done all kinds of stuff. I mean, literally, we're talking movie kind of shit here, where I spend like 3 hours doing her makeup and stuff. Making her skin look like it's peeling off in sheets and fake blood and the whole kit and shebang. The best one, though, was here a couple years ago when I dressed up as the Wolfman and put a chain around my neck, and she was Little Red Riding Hood walking through town, guiding her wolf behind her. So I had more kids stop and want to pet me and shit than I've ever seen before. Um, gosh, that would be a disaster. I actually got Phoenix's costume for $20, which was great. Last year, his cost 60. Oh, Jesus, criminy. Um, what's the weather supposed to be like for Halloween this year? I got a Vietnam uniform for Halloween, and also for my Vietnam reenactment that my friend is trying to get me into. Mark loves Vietnam. Mark absolutely loves it. He's went out and bought the air compressed M16. He's got his 911 that he carries, um, or his 1911 that he carries, and his whole uniform. So yeah, he absolutely loves Vietnam, and I've considered getting involved in that with him as a reporter or whatever. What is the weather supposed to be like this Halloween? Let's check and see. Oh God, that hurts. Um, 46 for a high. No, 49 for a high, 43 for a low, with a 1% chance of precipitation. So, actually, not bad compared to, the last few days. This is like our third day in a row. It's been in the 30s when I've gotten up in the morning. Saturday morning, it was 31 degrees when I walked to work. Yesterday was, I think, 39 in the morning, and we got up to 49 yesterday afternoon. He let me fire his gun at Mooresville. I bet that was pretty cool. Also, I am waiting to hear back from a background check for a job. Well, you've never been in any serious trouble, nothing that deserves anything more than a hand smack, so you shouldn't have any issues. I mean, unless you've got some kind of a secret life as a cat burglar or something like that that I didn't know about. Do you have a tendency of putting on your Catwoman outfit and going out and robbing jewelry stores or French museums or anything like that? I hope not. But I don't foresee, knowing what I know about you and everything, the years I've known you, I don't see any reason that a background check is going to interfere with a job for you. Well, if it is really secret, then it should be cool. I agree with him. Oh, so did you guys hear? And I just saw this last night. I didn't actually watch the video because we were watching scary movies last night, like we do every night the month of October. Um, I got an alert on my phone and looked at it, and I guess they caught two of the four jewelry thieves in the Louvre robbery. Nothing's been released yet about if they've done or what they've done to the crown jewels of France, but they got two of them. And I would almost guess they're probably lower level fall guys because, like I said, nothing was said about the jewels or their whereabouts or anything like that. So God only knows. Also, I do have a company. They could give you pumps if your insurance could cover. I will send it in messages. Please do. I'd be really interested in seeing that. Did you watch the Ed Gein story on Netflix? If Netflix puts out new episodes of the Monster series, Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story, Monster, the Ed Gein story, the wife watches them. I didn't like the Ed Gein character on Monster because every interview and everything I ever seen of him, he was not some very soft spoken person like that. That's just not everything I've ever seen where he has talked. Um, he was not like that. He was not some little wussy, um, itty bitty kind of person. He was a very very dominant speaker. So other than that, I I thought it covered the story very well. And I mean, who would have known that so many of the horror movie franchises actually got their start by taking bits and pieces of the Ed Gein story and using that Ed Gein based killer as the main protagonist in different horror franchises. Um, Drew, I didn't even know that you guys were the first to know. Hi, Brenna. Good to see you, love. Hope you're doing good this morning. Just sent it to you. Yeah, I will. Yep, Justin Woods sent a photo. Huh, McDonald's. I wish they'd quit sending me. I wish they'd quit sending me ads, especially their breakfast sandwiches and stuff like that. I miss McDonald's. I miss Big Macs. I miss the McRib this year. I've not missed the McRib at McDonald's um, for God 25 years, until the last couple years when we just didn't have the money. So used to be used to be at least once a month I'd get my chicken nuggets and my barbecue and ranch dip, and I'd mix the dips together, and the girls would get some nuggets and some fries and stuff, and we'd sit and watch movies knowing we didn't have to cook dinner. I miss McDonald's. I miss my nuggets. I miss my quarter pounders with cheese. I miss my breakfast sandwiches. Always keep an emergency hot sauce in my drawer just in case. I love my breakfast burritos. Love my breakfast sandwiches. Those are my favorites. That early morning McDonald's run. Wife gets her coffee. I get stuff in my belly. It's a beautiful day. That's what I need. I need McDonald's as a sponsor. Do like a McSpooky month or something like that. Doggone it. Stay on, phone. I gotta monitor the time. Um, Sabrina, I didn't get a McRib this year either. I ain't seen them available. Oh, they were available here, what, like 3 or 4 months ago here. And, but when they come out, for years, for 2.5 decades, when they'd come out, I'd get myself a large order of fries, get some barbecue sauce on the side to dip the fries in, get me a couple McRibs. Kind of a tradition. Well, it was a tradition. It's not really a tradition anymore. Then again, the price of fast food going up like it has, what used to be my $5 McRib meal is now more like a $15 McRib meal. So I remember, and some of you are going to have to go way back in your memories because y'all's young. But I remember going out and getting breakfast burritos two for $1. I remember when Big Mac and fries was $1. And I missed it too, but had some McChickens. See, I remember when the McChicken was like that big around and about that thick. It wasn't that little teeny tiny thing you get now. I mean, it was big. I mean, it would fit on one of those sesame seed steak buns, and not have any bun hanging over. I mean, it would literally be out to the edge of that, and twice as thick as they are now. But times change, I guess. I guess chickens are getting smaller. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's the next evolutionary step for a chicken, and they're just getting smaller. I don't get it. Or McDonald's pockets are getting tighter. I don't, yeah, yeah. McChickens are only $1 too. I do remember that. Now they're half the size they used to be and like three times the price. Do 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 do. At McParanormal. Oh, come here, coffee. Morning there, Mr. Clark. Hope you're doing well this morning, sir. I see you had a very eventful weekend. I'm actually kind of glad now, knowing what you did do on Saturday and everything, that I didn't, try to get you for this investigation Saturday night. It was gonna be an overnight. I actually took off work yesterday because I didn't even plan on being home till about 9 o'clock. So that was a huge way. I mean, not that I didn't need the rest. I really needed the rest, but I could have went in there for my hour and a half or whatever, and got work done and stuff, made a little bit of money, and you know. But yeah, you what you done on Saturday was much more worthy than what I was planning. So perhaps this is the result of $15 an hour minimum wage. Yeah, it's only what 13 here now. 12.85, something like that. It's supposed to go up again in February, to like 13.85 or something like that. Um, Chicken and pork ain't skyrocketed in price. No, that's because we're still using American chickens and pigs. But for some reason, um, the government thinks that we're having cattle herd shortage in America. So we have been getting all of our beef from Canada. And with the, you know, the fees and stuff that our fearless leader has jacked in Canada and stuff like that, it's caused the prices to skyrocket. You know, the wife went out the other day and I had mentioned tacos to her on her way to work. And she went out and paid over almost $10 for a pound of ground beef to be able to come home and make tacos for us. Of course, you know, she bought a pound of ground pork sausage too and paid $1 for it. So, you know, beef, beef is the new gold. It's $10 a pound almost, and pork sausage is still $1 a pound. Why not take me, Drew? Because Justin, the reason that I didn't want to take somebody who's never been on a paranormal investigation was the fact that the attacks and stuff that this lady told me about in her house, the physical and SA, um, the mental attacks on men, um, the pseudosexual dream attacks on women, um, the physical assaults on men. That's the reason I wasn't going to take anyone who had no experience before. Um, I was going to take one of my coworkers, but he was only going to run the camera. Um, don't worry, I'll take you to an investigation sometime. You know, but I'm going to make sure that there's no potential danger to you when I do it. I mean, I would love to take you out and let you experience it firsthand, but be damned if I'm going to take you out knowing there's a chance that you may get hurt or something may happen to you. Um, what's on your cheek? I really honestly think that I scratched myself or dug at my cheek in my sleep the other night. What was it? Friday night. I remember feeling like a really stiff hair or a zit or something there, and I tried to scratch it out of my skin, but I couldn't. And when I woke up Saturday morning, the wife was like, "Oh my God, what the hell is on your face?" And I had skin under my nails, so I'm pretty sure I dug it myself until I um, scabbed up. So, yeah. No, this is not the result of telling the wife, I'm done. I'm done doing her damn dishes. You know, I'm done cleaning her damn house. I'm done taking care of a 17-year-old kid that can take care of herself. Um, that is not the result of that. Results from that would be a hell of a lot worse. I saw all the footage shared. I have a lot of thoughts. Yeah, spill them, Clark. I paid almost $8 the other day when I got the stuff to make my kids' tacos. I'm tired of these prices. You know, and it's really funny. It's really funny. I just talked to my mom on Saturday. You guys know they live down in Tennessee between Nashville and Chattanooga. Um, Mom said a friend that lives next door to them, Wanda, she manages a food city. Now, we don't have any food cities up here, but I'm sure that you guys have got a food city somewhere, some of you guys at least, that live south of the Ohio River, um, has got a food city somewhere. Right now, Food City has got their ground chuck. No, wait, which is better? Which is the best cut? Ground chuck or ground round? Somebody tell me real quick so I can finish this damn story and shut up. It goes ground beef. Is it ground beef, ground round, ground chuck, or ground beef, ground chuck, ground round? Anyway, I'll just tell you. They have that middle type, whatever it is, in between the best and the cheapest, for $3.99 a pound at Food City. $3.99 a pound still. And this month they're doing a special where if you buy over 20 pounds, you get it for $2.99 a pound. Needless to say, when Wanda told Mom about it, Mom ordered six 20-pound. No, she ordered five 20-pound um, packages because they sell them 1 pound, like 1 pound, 5 pound. No, it wasn't. I'm lying to you. She ordered six 5 pound packages of meat. Cost her, right around $100 or something like that. But it's like she said, with only her and Dad living there, that'll last them for months. Well, except when Mom makes one of her frickin' meatloafs that weigh 15 pounds and scalloped potatoes. I don't think she has realized yet that us kids don't come over for dinner anymore. So there are like some things that she can make smaller for her and Dad, and there's things that she's made my whole life that she still makes the same way she did when us kids lived in the same town and we would come over and eat dinner. She can't make a 5 pound meatloaf, it's got to be a 15-pound meatloaf. She can't make a little casserole dish of scalloped potatoes, she has to make a 9 by 12. Crazy woman. Um, we have a good, we have a Food City. Go check out that meat price. I'm going to be on radio Wednesday, Benton Harbor, WSJM, 7 a.m. Oh, wow, cool. Leftovers. That's what it winds up being. I don't understand how Tennessee is so much cheaper than everybody else. When Dad starts running low on bacon, they go out and they buy 20 pounds of bacon, and he hooks up his great big electric fryer out in the shed on his workbench, his electric griddle, and he will sit out there and he will cook all 20 pounds of bacon and divide it up into little 1 pound packages and ziplock it shut and stick it in the freezer for when he wants bacon. I don't get it. I live in the wrong damn place. I'll have to try to check that out, Danny. That See, that's what I wanted to do this year. Um, do radio stuff on Halloween and the paranormal and stuff like that. I even talked to one of our library people about doing some kind of a display or a talk or something like that on the paranormal and Halloween and how Halloween's changed over the centuries and things like that. The origins of Halloween, how we ghost hunt, and oh, that sounds like an amazing idea. We'll have to talk to, whatever the county or state or whatever the hell they. But yeah, they opted out. Spill your thoughts on the videos. You can watch it too. Huh. Well, I'll be at work at 8 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. So, what'd you say? Benton Harbor, 7 a.m. Okay, 7 a.m. Actually, I'll be at work at 7:30. So, yeah, maybe I can listen to it. I've got my big JBL pill box there at work now, my speaker, so I can Bluetooth straight into that and um, listen to what you're doing on there. Podcast is returning this Halloween. I will have you on network. We'll be back on. You can watch it rerun. That's what I'll do. I wasn't sure if they'd rerun it being a radio station or not. So yeah, I will definitely watch it after work. I'll be back home by what 10:30, 11, something like that. So I will definitely watch it in rerun. So Halloween. Um, are you gonna um, pre-record that, or what are you gonna do with the Halloween episode of the podcast, or are you gonna record it live Halloween evening? Because I'll go. The reason I was asking is I'll go out walking with the daughter, as she does probably her last year of trick or treating, and I'm doing the reefer this year. So yeah, not a lot of getting dressed time. Put on my long cloaks, my hood, my big flowing cape, grab my sickle, put on my skull mask, put on my little bony gloves, and walk around. And then Saturday night at the brewery, because we're the Halloween is my boss's favorite holiday, so that's something that her and I share, is that love of Halloween and traditions and stuff like that. But Saturday night, the day after Halloween, November 1st, we're doing a Deos Los Muertos day, Day of the Dead. So I'll be out there in my sombrero with my mask on and my little bony hand gloves, and we'll be doing celebrating Deos Los Muertos at Cassopolis Beer Company here in Cassopolis, Michigan. Traditional food, artisan beer. You can't beat it. Um, Talking about your YouTube of Berrien Springs. Now that's going to be fun. That's definitely going to be fun. That was a hell of an investigation. We've been out there a few times, and that's a great investigation. I just wish we could get back out there. Um, Pre-record. Just get a hold of me on Messenger with a time, and I will be ready, sir. As always. That's you every day. Dress it, dress it, dress every day. That's your everyday dress. It is, actually. I could pull off the Reaper thing right now with, all this black. Thursday? Thursday's cool with me. Thursday's cool with me. Since business has dropped off and hours have got cut and stuff like that, um, I don't have to go in as early. That's what I said about the radio thing. I'll be going into work, right about what 7:30, where I used to have to be at work at 4:30 or 5 to get everything done before everybody else came in and the place got too packed to do anything. Now I'm going in, 3 hours later. And I got time to get my little 3 hours, 3.5, 4 hours a day done and get the hell out of Dodge before anybody else comes in. Um, this Thursday, he looks more like a pirate. That way, it's out for Halloween. Yeah, I feel real bad about Halloween. I was going to do that investigation of that house Saturday night, make it an overnighter. Be home yesterday morning, get a few hours sleep, and start editing. That way, I had it uploaded and ready for Halloween night because something tells me it was going to be a little freaky. Um, but since we didn't get it done due to the non-communication, um, yeah, we're just going to do another um, paranormal flashback. But I got a pretty good one. I got a pretty good one with a lot of communication. A little cemetery from Goshen, Indiana, called Violet Cemetery. A lot of stories about that place. A lot of contact. We had a lot of audio contact um, at that cemetery. I had a certain young woman from Elkhart um, that got distant for some reason and haven't figured out why. But yeah, she was along with me on that one. We rode over together since there was only the two of us. God, I hope that kid is not making me sick, man. She's been sick for 3 days. It almost sounds like bronchitis. She's coughing her guts up. She can barely talk. She don't want to eat anything, which is necessary, as any of us in here that are a diabetic knows. You have to eat. But yeah, I'm just hoping being around her and taking care of her and stuff like that. I'm not getting it because I got a lump right here in my throat that feels like I got a ping pong ball shoved down in there. A furry ping pong ball at that because it's tickling the inside of my throat. Um, mm, 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 mm. seeing that. I watch all your stuff. I appreciate that, Danny. I really do. I'm hoping. I'm still hoping. We haven't got. We're getting the coldness at night, but we don't have any of that white frozen precipitation yet. I'm hoping that me and you and Crystal and possibly somebody can get out and get something done together before before winter officially hits, and well, we can't do anything. Um, Good morning, Jan. Good to see you, love. Hope you're doing good this morning. Um, uh, cool, cool. Seems like everybody's doing well. Crystal has taken a break. Did she do Frankenfest this weekend or anything? So I seen her post something on Facebook a couple days ago where she's sitting at a little table and she's smiling at the camera and stuff like that. Did she do Frankenfest or anything this weekend? Crystal has taken a break. I thought Crystal's been on a break for like the last few months. I'm still waiting to check out that place you guys found last summer in Indiana, that old schoolhouse or whatever. I bet that would be interesting. I am waiting for November 2nd because there is a train show and a military show at the Kalamazoo Fairgrounds. Oh, that's cool. I could definitely get into that myself. That'd be interesting. No, she did How to Halloween, but I have only seen her 3 times since May. My God, that's insane. You can't help but wonder what's going on with her. She kind of has me worried a little bit. I miss those little random visits. Now, you know how it is, guys. You can't see, so you can't drive. Um, Especially in the daylight. Now, when me and the wife were driving home from that little Halloween slash housewarming party on Saturday night, I told her, I said, it's so dark out here. I could actually drive the car right now. I can see the double yellow line, or I can see the white line. Everything else is dark except for those reflective signs along the roads. I said I could actually drive right now. And then a car came over the hill and blinded me, instant headache, because it was so frickin' bright. And she said, and do you still feel like you could drive? I said, only if you let me close my eyes when there's an oncoming car. Other than that, yeah, I could drive right now. She wasn't crazy about the eyes closed while driving thing. So she said no. I begged, please, can I try to drive again? It's been so long, I miss it. No. Not only no, but no. I told her, I said, I can still see from this eye. And she said, no. But it's like I said, this is what happens when you tell your wife no, or when you argue with your wife when she says no. You have strange, unidentified contusions on your face and body when you wake up. We will get together before it snows. I sure hope so, bud. I hope so because I miss you. Um, that schoolhouse is the Jeepers Creepers house near Bronson, Michigan. I thought the one that you and her told me about last summer was down just over the Indiana line somewhere. Oh, stop it. Now, see, that would be even cooler. That would be even cooler being the Jeepers Creepers. Yeah, that would be very cool. Um, get a seeing eye driver. Well, to get a seeing eye driver, that means that she's going to have her own steering wheel and her own accelerator and her own brake pedal. And I know she's not going to take her hands off of them. So, in reality, would I still be driving? Or would she be in control and I'm just mimicking sitting in the opposite seat? The eyes may not work, but the brain still does. And that is scary. Intelligent and blind and corrupted, sinister, evil, whatever. Well, I mean, whatever. Um, it's right at the line. Oh, okay. I got you. Um, I sent you the things I'm going to see on November 2nd. Oh, cool. Good morning, Santee. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well out there in Tucson, Arizona. Hope you still got pretty weather. Women are always in control. Yep, our wives grew on the same bush, bud. Same bush. 85 degrees and sunny. Sounds pretty to me. Not time. Not time to pull out that winter flannel and that little skull cap to slide on underneath your hat. That's always nice. Well, how you doing? I'm doing well. Just counting down the days. All is well thus far, except for the bloody damn price of food. It's funny, your minimum wage goes up once a year, but your food prices and stuff go up every week. So if minimum wage is supposed to be the cost of living, then you should have 52 raises in minimum wage. We were actually, I was talking earlier about Food City. I don't know if they have any of those out in Arizona or not, but Food City down in Tennessee has got their ground chuck or whatever the middle one is. You get ground beef, and then it's either ground chuck or ground round or ground round ground chuck. The middle one is only $3.99 a pound, but if you buy over 20 pounds, you get it for $2.99 a pound. So basically, a little over a third of what we're paying a pound up here. Actually, no, because $10 a pound is right about our ground beef price. I think it goes $10 a pound, $13 a pound, and $15 a pound. Is what it's running up here. Needless to say, those tacos the other night was very, very good. We could have went to Taco Bell and bought dinner for what that ground beef and the fixings for those tacos cost that she made here at home. But they were good, and we're babying that meat like that meat comes from the golden cow or something. We still got leftover taco meat in the fridge. Guess what I'm having for lunch today? Supply and demand. Oh wait, I have to tell you that the two home cleansings went well. Things have calmed down since we were there. But oh boy, the land at the log house was really active. Yeah, that place I was supposed to do Saturday. Not only is the house very active, but the land is as well. And that's why I wanted to take a good crew, um, a good crew that was well balanced in there, so we could take turns on the house and the land. Um, but it didn't happen. Still no contact with the homeowner. She's not responded to anything. Her mom. We even contacted her mom, and her mom told her to look at her messenger that I had been messaging her for days, and she said, "Oh, okay, great, okay," and never did. So no clue. Frankly, I'm scared for her and her daughter. If they're having the SA attacks and the SA dreams and seeing the things on their camera that she showed me, it's it's not a good situation, and I really honestly feel like she's being controlled. And that's why she's not contacting me back, because she finally, after 2 years, took the step to bring people in to cleanse the place and investigate it. And I think that she thought too long and hard about it after we talked and made the arrangement. I think something there's controlling her. It scares me. Um, we shop Walmart, all these Myers. It's kind of iffy. Yeah, yeah. Myers is leftovers. You got it. Walmart is closing a lot of locations. Um, he buys the tubes of ground beef and turkey, cooks all of it up, spices it, bags it up in the freezer. Smart. That's smart. We don't fry ours first, but when we actually find, large packs on sale, be it a pork loin or be it ground beef or whatever, that's what we do is divide it up, put it in freezer bags, push all the air out, seal it up, stick it in the freezer. That way it's there, but yeah, we don't cook ours first. It's always smart to do it that way. They are building a super Walmart by us. Must be regional. I hope homeowner is okay. Yeah, I do too. It wouldn't surprise me if that were the case. Wouldn't surprise me either if you heard some of the shit she told me. It's spooky. You guys should be careful where if she close reply back to you. If she does reply back to you. Oh, don't you worry. We'll be careful. Excuse me, guys, real quick. I got to go and, talk to a man about a peeing horse, or talk to a horse about a peeing man or something. But talk real nice amongst yourselves. I'll be back in just a minute. Oh, God, my back. Oh, my back. I had a week back, about a week back. Oh, goodness gracious. um, he has to you. He use the gentleman room. Yes, I do drink a lot of coffee, damn it. If you would have seen me 3.5 hours ago sitting in here, um, especially, after, purposely staying up late the last couple of days so I could sleep in and getting that, 6.5 hours of sleep, or 6 hours of sleep that I got last night. I was literally sitting in here while my coffee was brewing, like dozing off in the chair, waiting to hear that beep, 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 beep. And boy, it didn't even get through through the four beeps until I was pouring my first cup and trying to chug it. I mean, it felt nice to sleep, but at the same time, I felt like stomp poopy caca trying to wake up um, after the sleep. Blah, 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 blah. Coffee is life. Amen to that. Coffee tastes funny to me. Doing great, Jan. I'm so glad. I will cover my thoughts on Drew's case Thursday. Yeah, that's gonna be really cool. And I wish we had a way to put the link. Matter of fact, Danny, if you can think of a way to put a link to the channel on here now about the Friday Halloween release, um, that would be that would be awesome. That way, everybody that's in here, the what 7 folks that's in here, can schedule to watch um, that podcast on Halloween night, and maybe even share it out to more folks. Um, I wish I could remember the whole StreamYard thing because I would like to start having more guests on, but do it where the guests can ask or the viewers can ask questions during a Q&A, whatever, after the lump of the podcast is done. I've seen so many podcasters that do that. Um, they'll have their main podcast thing, then they'll have like a Q&A with the viewers and stuff like that. That sounds like somebody walking down my driveway. I hear leaves crunching. But I want to start upping the stakes on my podcasts on the Paranormal Papa podcast and start having guests. Um, start having guests on the podcast. I've had several like that, and then no contact afterwards. Oh, yeah, it's just really strange that she's been dealing with the stuff in that house and happening to her and her daughter for the 2 years they've lived there. Whatever was there, chased her boyfriend, husband to be, whatever you want to call him, affected him mentally to the point where he had to leave. She won't give up the house, but for her to be so insistent to find someone to come in and at least tell them what's there, try to find a compromise in the living impaired um, situation where they could all live together, and then to get this arranged and just no contact at all, that just really kind of frightens me. It's like I said, like I said in the video, the daughter actually used to work. She's 28 years old. And she started having these really horrific dreams, um, and seeing the things on the CCTV outside. And she's terrified to be in the house alone, but more terrified to leave the house, even just to go to her car. She stays in the house. She's terrified to go outside. Especially the video footage, knowing these things can manipulate their appearance. Um, there was the one clip that I shared with you guys where the camera that's over 8 feet in the air, I mean, it's literally right in the overhang on the front corner of the house. And this camera's moving around while it's filming, and you can hear something moving it, but there's nothing. I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. I will post tomorrow on whether it's Facebook or YouTube via StreamYard. Let's hope it is not a demon or a possession. Well, Justin, if you know me half as much as I hope you do, as long as we've known each other, I don't subscribe to the demon thing. I'll leave that up to these big TV celebrities to scream demon whenever something like that happens. I personally, um, I, I I I don't know. One of the guys I was going to have go out with me um, Saturday when we thought the investigation was set was a Potawatomi. You know, he's very familiar with the old myths and legends of the shapeshifters and the Potawatomi legends, a lot of their prayers, things like that. He speaks very good Potawatomi. And yeah, I really think we're dealing with um, a shapeshifter. I think we're dealing with an elemental spirit. I think we're dealing with a guardian spirit. Um, but also, I think we're dealing with the fact that her house was built on the site of an old church. And that's why her backyard is so active with the rake looking thing, the skinwalker, um, things like that. Um, I think it's the old poltergeist scenario where they moved the tombstones but didn't move the bodies, and it's some scary shit. I mean, straight up, it's some scary shit. The one picture, the clip from her backyard CCTV camera that she sent me, there must be 300 orbs in her backyard, and it's just, and I mean, they're perfectly round. Um, there's no flutter to them. There's no nothing. I mean, it's just transparent ball, transparent ball, transparent ball, transparent ball, transparent. Just, I mean, hundreds of them on this still shot, and they're perfectly round, brighter white on the outside, and transparent in the middle. And it reminds me of some of our very active cemeteries that Mark and I have done with the positioning of these anomalies and stuff. So, um, but yeah, I don't go for the demon thing. Danny taught me, and this is one reason why Danny is my mentor. You know, I look up to Danny when it comes to these investigations. Because if there's one thing he's taught me, just because bad stuff is happening in a home doesn't mean demon. It just sometimes means asshole. You know, you were a dick in life, you're a dick in death. Um, and it's not necessarily an evil thing. It's just a thing that don't want you there because it's a dick and it don't want to share its space. Um, I have a lot of questions, not to be a naysayer, but questions are how we learn. Yes, I'm sure we will figure it out. I'm sure we will. They should get someone with ground penetrating radar to check the backyard. That shit's expensive, dude. That's expensive. It's actually, you know, over $1,000 to have them come out and just run a GPR over a small space. But when you're talking about a yard this big, and there are burial mounds, or let me rephrase that, there are unclassified mounds in the area. So yeah, not to mention Jones having the two large lakes in it. Um, there was a village there at one time. One of the things that she told me about when we talked last week was she has got video, or she has seen on video where you can look back in the distance by the woods and you'll see a few houses spattered back there, but those aren't there. Um, this town has basically been around for like almost 180 years, and you know the old church is gone. A lot of the old houses are gone, um, but there's no library or anything to be able to go in there and find where the buildings previously were 150, 140 years ago. Have looked at her location, geography, neighbors, drug use, animals. Who knows? Let's debunk first with Drew and Dan on the case. We will get it solved. Oh, I agree. I agree. And in a sense, I'm really glad it didn't happen Saturday because I would love to have you involved um, in that because of your experience and your mentorship and, you know, all the little things that you've come across that I have yet to discover. I would absolutely positively love to have you there. So, yeah, definitely. Good morning, Mr. Dog. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Coffee and I eat some fruit. There you go. That's a good way to start your day. You got to have your coffee. Got to have coffee. What else you put in your belly is completely up to you. But you got to have your coffee. I like my McDonald's breakfast because I don't want to cook nothing in the morning. I would much rather that the wife take the daughter to school and stop by Mickey D's and um, grab her coffee, her iced coffee, and grab me, you know, sausage biscuit or sausage muffin, some breakfast burritos, something. Because I do not know how long these things are good for. And this thing has been in my drawer for probably 6 or 7 months. It's still squishy. It's not hard. So hopefully my hot sauce is still good. I always keep a few of these around, only just in case, you know, they're out. When I do get McDonald's, I still got hot sauce. Got to have your hot sauce on your breakfast burritos. Sadly enough, though, I love their hot sauce, and there's been many times that in the past that I or the wife will make hamburgers, and I'll get my pickles and my lettuce and my mayo and my onions, and then I'll put hot sauce on my burger. Or, the wife will make mushroom and Swiss burgers for her and the kid, and I'll have jalapeno Swiss burgers with hot sauce. Um, my AC1 is high. Do they have a town hall out there? No, no town hall. I mean, literally, Jones, Michigan is a kind of town. There is. I think the downtown is like a block, if that. So yeah, they don't have any of that stuff. Drinking coffee right now. I agree. Egg sausage, biscuits are good. Hash browns, large orange juice. Breakfast burritos and hash browns. I don't do orange juice because for some reason, though, I love orange juice. I love orange juice. Orange juice makes my blood sugar skyrocket. I don't know why, but it does. I mean, I drink a big glass of orange juice, and my blood sugar gets so high I want to lay down and take a nap. So, yep, it must be all the tryptophan they put in orange juice these days. It's not just for turkey anymore. You're making me hungry. I'm craving orange juice or strawberry milk. Oh my God, I love me some strawberry quick. I love old strawberry quick. Back when it was sweeter and didn't have artificial sweetener in it like it does today. We used to always have chocolate quick and strawberry quick in the house growing up. That way it was a coin toss. Which one do I want this morning? Don't have them now. They're too damn expensive, like ground beef. I'm drinking orange juice to take my medication. Ugh, God, I want a cheeseburger. I want a cheeseburger so bad. I haven't had a cheeseburger in, God, when was the last time I had a cheeseburger? Month and a half, 2 months ago. That'd be a good dinner. After tacos 2 days ago, some big old juicy cheeseburgers or some smash burgers or something with, lettuce and maida and all that stuff on it. Not for 9.50 a pound. Now, if mom and dad happen to come up for Thanksgiving and bring us, you know, 20 or 30 pounds of ground beef, I'm probably not going to bitch too awful much. But I don't see that happening because mom knows there's only one place around that I can get a sugar cream pie. And we got to drive almost an hour round trip just to pick up a $9 pie. So she buys sugar cream pies in Tennessee and puts them in the cooler and brings them up here to me when they come up around the holidays. That way I have sugar cream pie. Something grandma always done. She always made sure I had a sugar cream pie at Thanksgiving and Christmas time. No place around here sells it. So Mom buys them up down there and brings me 5 or 6 of them at a time, and I stick them in the freezer, and I have sugar cream pie. Come on, little coffee. Let's get her going. Daddy's got stuff to do today. It's my last day off for a week. Well, I take that back. We're off on Halloween. Being the boss's favorite holiday, she does not want to work on Halloween. So I'll go in there Thursday. I will not make dough for Friday. And then you know, I will go in um, sometime maybe early morning or something like that on Halloween and make up dough balls for Saturday and then go in there Saturday morning and roll them up and make some for Sunday. So technically, I don't have a day off until next week. But the nice thing about it, by going in there and making the dough on Thursday, when I do go in there uh, Thursday and Friday, I'll only have to be there for like an hour, hour and a half. I mean, I guess that's kind of good on my time. Not real good on my paycheck, but that's the only bad thing about it. Like those paychecks aren't small enough. You bring home a little over $200 in 2 weeks because you're pulling less than 20 hours a week in there working. Oh, let's see here. I'll get back on here. Um, Let me see here. No vehicle today. This one car thing is getting very old. Oh, I'm sure. What? Lee's in here? I gotta back this chat up. Lee's in here somewhere. There is Lee McGinnis. What is up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Um, yeah, I'm sure that one vehicle thing sucks, dude. Sugar cream pie sounds perfect for a diabetic. Yeah, but they last so much longer now that I only eat a sliver at a time. It used to be eighth of a pie, uh, but now it's just a sliver. Um, think I'm gonna have back surgery for a cyst on my spine, probably before Christmas. I don't even want to think about back surgery. I know that as soon as I can get this insurance in January, I'm getting my eyes checked out and possibly fixed. Maybe just one of them fixed, who knows? And then I'm going to start talking about my hip and my left knee since they've been giving me a lot of guff. Um, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I guess in the long run, it's all up to my doctor. Um, any pie, even pizza pie, probably. Yeah, I'm here struggling and slaving away at JAB. Well, don't slave away too much. You know, slavery is illegal now. So you don't let them, uh, you know, do slave things. I'm still getting cake and ice cream for my birthday, even though I'm diabetic. Yeah, that is the same reason I haven't baked a pumpkin pie in 4 or 5 years. Oh, I still got pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving and stuff. You better bet. What is the job? Mean job. Morning, people. Good morning, Bud Files. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. Johnny doing all right. All good here. I'm jealous, Drew. Your podcast area always looks great. Yeah, I wish I had the room to um, run different backgrounds, uh, but I don't. You know, the room is still pretty much the same, just much cleaner than normal. You know, I've got this backdrop here behind my desk and everything, and then I've still got my green screen over here on this wall, and then over here is all my camping supplies and my uniforms and stuff like that, and then my books and my knickknacks and stuff over there. So, you know, when I do my podcasts, I you don't even see the background because I've got the thumbnail for that specific podcast up the whole time. I just gotta watch my subject matter because some of the podcasts get 30, 40, 50 views, and some of them don't even get 10. So, and I've noticed too that, you know, when I share them out on all the different Facebook channels and stuff like that, um, nobody ever subscribes. Uh, I think we're up to like 72 people now. We got like eight, 6, 7, 8 this past week. But if you look at the audience analytics, um, the people that watch my videos and my podcasts, like 77%, 78% of them are non subscribed. So people just wait for you to put it on those channels so they can click on it. They don't bother, you know, subscribing so they know firsthand when they come out. He does want and does not stop. I'm into that. Where it would be hard to start a podcast. Not really. Not really. Just find the subject matter and record. See, I've got mine set up for the way I've been doing it for like a podcast network because you know you don't watch videos of people sitting there talking to people. They usually have, you know, the background or the icon or the thumbnail for your podcast. That's why I don't ever have live people on, and I just do the recording and put, you know, the Paranormal Papa podcast thing on there. Um, I might try something different this next time. Who knows? They should subscribe. Yeah, they should, but I'm not going to go hold a gun to their head and make them do it. It's a democracy. Continuing my research project from years ago to find these soldiers buried here in Carroll County. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. I hear a train in the background and sounds like Amtrak. Nope. Cargo train. It goes from here up to Detroit, I think. Amtrak is in Dewajak and shoots east west, goes over by the lake, then goes down through South Bend, and then goes around to Chicago. I've been on that Amtrak when the wife and I took our little 3 day honeymoon in Chicago, right before I kicked the bucket on her, 10 days later, 7 days later. Um, I remember sitting on that train and going like 90 mile an hour, and even places that I knew that we passed by, they were just a blur. They were a flash. We were going so fast. Well, Mr. Lee, I am glad that you're here, bud, and I'm sorry that you're slaving away. Um, it's kind of how I feel going in there and making those dough balls every day. I never know if I'm going to have to clean things up when I get in there, or if I'm going to have to open the back door and turn the fan on, or if I'm going to have to close the place up like a coffin because it's already cooled. Um, find everything that's been moved to a new location. Work, work constant, so I'm not like riding the clock. Do dishes from the night before that didn't get done because they sent the dish person home early while people were still eating and stuff. Just never know from day to day. It's an adventure. My last time out to South Bend, I took the Amtrak to Harper's Ferry. There you go. Let me, when your next paranormal investigation is, Drew. As soon as I get one scheduled, bud. As soon as I get one scheduled. There's not a lot of very receptive people around here to it. I've noticed that um, uh, people of religion um, don't find room for the possibility of paranormal. Um, they pretty much believe that when you die, you go to heaven or hell. You don't hang out on Earth and stuff like that. So, and this is a very religious town. I mean, we have what, one, two, three, four or five churches in this town, and the parking lots are packed on Wednesdays and Sundays. So, and it's a little hard for me to get to places that are not in town because, well, we'll be going on a cruise again in May. This time we're cruising to Alaska. Well, there you go. that'd be a nice trip. Do some whale watching and, you know, possibly see a pod of killer whales or something. That would be very cool. Look at the glaciers and stuff. That would be a cool trip. Same time here, Clark. I got a train set up next to me. Oh, come on, I. Even though the Bible mentions Jesus being a ghost. Yep. Yeah, but don't forget the Bible talks about um, communicating with the spirits and stuff like that being wrong, being evil. So, I mean, you have any doubt, go over and watch an Omar Gosh recent video. He has completely given up the paranormal and has taken on the religious. It's wrong, it's evil mentality. So I don't know what happened to him. No clue. I know when I first started years ago on YouTube, Omar was one of the big investigators going to these weird places, getting some good footage. And just all of a sudden here within the last couple months, he has given it all up and taken on that religious mantle of of spirit communication being bad, um, for it to be wrong, everything. So I don't know. He's got a lot of people confused. Um, Justin with um, so was Robinson's battery. Um, yes, for 13 years. Looks like you know good friend Alexander. Yes, I know him and his nickname, Free Top. Y'all take care. Have a great day. You too, Tony. Take care of yourself. Have a good day. Have a good week. And we'll catch you here real soon. Um, Jay took Big Red to shop this morning. Has a headlight out, and no way I can get it to replace the bulb. He also took both remotes from my car to get new batteries. Oh, that's cool. Alex and I do work at Henderson Castle. I do haunted dinner tours there. I'd love to get back to Henderson Castle. I do miss that place. Francois, such an intelligent person. He always seems to get his hands on those places that just don't disappoint. Just don't disappoint, plain and simple. Okay, I run into him at some reenactments and at Turkeyville for the train club. Good guy, love him dearly. All right, guys, it is that time. I have got this investigation video on Violet Cemetery in Goshen to work on today and get ready for Halloween coming up here real soon. And get ready to do this podcast with Danny on Thursday for a release on Halloween. So, yeah, it should definitely um, be a good week. So now I'm just waiting to be walking to work and find that little genie's lamp and get my three wishes before I throw it in the lake and pass it on to the next person. That'd make it a spectacular week. He's still a goofball. Much love, Drew. You too, buddy. You take care of yourself. Have a good day, and we'll chat real soon. Mind if I call you, Drew? I'm going to be real busy here in just a few minutes. I've got a lot to do on that video still to get it up. Um, I'll message you sometime today, and you can call me after I message you when I know I'm taking a break and walking away from this place for a little bit. Hey, did I ever tell you I have a Salem connection? Now you're gonna have to send that to me so I can see that. That's someplace I really want to do is Salem. That place is in my bones. But um, my family was in that area when they came to America. So no clue if I got family, any kind of a connection to Salem or not. But I know my family was in that area um, right after they came here in 1754. So I'm drawn to Salem. There's something about the myth, legend, the history, the real history, the stories about history. I got to go there last year, and I was kind of irritated by it. Huh? Yeah, you're gonna have to tell me all about that. Just send me a message, bud. We haven't talked in a while anyway. It's a good excuse to talk. But I'm out of here, guys. Oh, another big message. Jay has a connection to Lizzie Borden. His cousin found her in their lineage on his mom's side. My response to that was, well, that explains a lot. Which this and which that. Not surprising. Not surprising. If you weren't among the upper echelon in Salem, you were accused of being a witch. So, um, we'll see you later, Danny. Uh, Definitely stay in touch, bud, and we'll chat about Thursday and what the future holds for investigations. Sounds good, Lee. Um, Everybody, have yourselves a great day. Have a great week. We will be back on Monday, the 3rd of November, for some more coffee and chatter. But until then, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. And we will talk very shortly. Have a good day, y'all.